This is a story about bravery, about warning your friends that danger is coming so they can defend themselves. It happened right here in Boston. Well, not Boston, but near Boston. Okay, it was in the town of Lexington. You're hanging out with your buddy, John Hancock, who's a wealthy merchant and also the president of the Massachusetts Provincial Congress. He was gone. Now I'll ride his horse through the dark streets of Massachusetts and warn the colonial militias that the British were coming so they could get ready to fight. Now mind you, this is the 18th century, not the 21st century. And that was not just a song, it was a call to arms. The farmers and blacksmiths inside the meeting house grabbed their rifles and followed him to the battle. So there's no streetlights or cell phones or even a good excuse for me to wear my leather jacket? But Revere didn't care. He grabbed his horse and rode into the night. If you want a longer version of the story, full video scripts, more stories like this, all you have to do is say the word, "I'll take it from here. Thanks." And you guys are just chilling in his bedroom. Suddenly 2 lanterns appear in the tower of the Old North Church. 1, how hard it was to gallop a horse on a stomach full of beans. And 2, he didn't know where the militias were. But then he remembered that the town of Lexington had a militia, and they were having a meeting that very night at the old burying ground. So he turned his horse around and headed there. And if you know what I'm saying, you know that means that British troops are coming your way from Boston. But you know what I mean. So picture this. It's the night of April 18th, 1775, and you are an 18-year-old silversmith named Paul Revere. Now, Paul Revere had a plan for just such an occasion. As he sped through the darkness, 2 things occurred to him. When he arrived, he pounded on the door of the meeting house and shouted, "The British are coming! The British are coming!" And thanks to his warning, the American militias were able to meet the British at Lexington and Concord. The first shots of the Revolution were fired, and history changed forever. He was a member of the Sons of Liberty, a secret society of patriots who were willing to do whatever it took to fight for independence. And he was a skilled silversmith, which meant he had the tools and the training to make really good weapons. In fact, he made a ton of them during the war, including the sword that George Washington carried during the Battle of Yorktown. But let's be real here. Paul Revere wasn't just some random guy who happened to be in the right place at the right time. So if you want to learn more about Paul Revere and the other heroes of the American Revolution, stay tuned because we've got plenty more stories to tell. One last thing before we go.